They're awaiting the sun in Eugene, but it is never too early to put the pedal to the floor as the Duck rolls in, ready to march into the teeth of Oregon's Big Ten era. This is a showcase for the very best of realignment. Number 3 Oregon, number 2 Ohio State, Ducks and Bucks. They've met on the grandest stages. They played for national championships. They played in Rose Bowls. But today is different. Conference foes, rivalries renewed from the Red River to the Bayou to Rocky Top, and maybe a new one starts here. All of these people, they'll make their traditional walk to Austin. They'll sing "I Left My Heart in Oregon," and it'll feel so familiar. But this is unlike any game. They've never had one like this in Eugene. But when the visitors arrive, they'll be ready to fight that team across the field and show them Ohio's here. It could be that when the Buckeyes walk into Hudson today, they think this is not imposing like the Big House. It's not as big as Ohio Stadium. There are other stadiums that have more people. But when they venture in and the Duck is there, and the House of Loud comes alive, and the echoes and the decibel level come echoing off the Willamette River, and the Duck is surfing, they're gonna know they're in for a fight. There's someone here who aspires to be not only the new kid on the block, but the new king of the Big Ten. The Oregon Ducks, the Ohio State Buckeyes, in a Big Ten showdown unlike any game they've seen in Eugene.
You know, Coach Corso, obviously we can't wait for him to get back, but today's a day that he would love. We got a massive Big Ten battle in Big Tree country between two Goliaths of the Big Ten Conference. Obviously, you look at Ohio State. Is that the best roster money can buy in the history of college ball?
That's right.
Potentially, they've been a wagon, a buzzsaw, literally since the jump. And then you look at the Oregon Ducks. They start the season a little rocky. Little rocky. First 2 weeks, we don't have it figured out. Then the third week, against stupid Oregon State, we turn it out. And then since then, this Oregon team has been a buzzsaw. Ohio State has been a buzzsaw. All roads leading to Eugene, and I can't help but say, hey! 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 You make me wanna jump, put my hands up and pick my heels up and Oregon now. A little bit softer now, 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 a little bit louder 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 now, a little bit louder. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great day in Oregon. You know, it's a great day in Oregon. It's 6 a.m. Herbie is going to be on a plane at some point during this show. Saban's out here for like the second time, and I feel like after today, I'm going to be able to say, I left my heart in Oregon. What a day. Lucky to be here. Ohio State has no idea the tree fans they're about to run into. Not as many skunks as Berkeley, but certainly the electricity. Rece, I'm lucky to be here, bud.
I just hope you make it to the end of the show now.
I'm gassed. I am gassed.
I'm tired watching. I'm out of breath over here.
A lot of the local vitamins, too, over the last 24 hours. Lungs are beating, but hey! Can't do the whole thing again. We got a 3-hour show. This is awesome.
CS championship game back in the day.
Chip Kelly now, the offensive coordinator, head coach of the Ducks from 09 to 12 in Ohio State. It's about the physicality. They bring a tandem of backs. You can see almost 8 yards of carry for both of their running backs. Can they establish the run? If they can, then you look out for the one-on-one matchups on the outside. The freshman, Jeremiah Smith, the veteran, Emeka Ibuka. Buckeyes will look to go the run game, create the one-on-one matchups. And then it's the Ducks defense playing in front of this crowd. I don't care what they've done leading up to this game. They get after the quarterback as well as anybody in the country. Can they get Ohio State into obvious passing situations? And then they get the ball to Dillon Gabriel. You can see the guy that has to make plays tonight. Can they create explosives? 15, Tez Johnson, to me, will be the key because Ohio State and Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, they get after the quarterback very well. Big 33, Jack Sawyer, a veteran, will be definitely trying to get him isolated one-on-one to get in that backfield.
I really think the most important thing in this game is how does Oregon match up front? Can they run the ball? Can they establish the run? Can they stop Ohio State? The last 7 games that Ohio State's lost, the other teams outrushed them.
Yeah.
So that's really important. I also think that Chip Kelly's a big factor in this game. Now, I have so much respect for this guy. He went from inventing fastball here at Oregon to going full circle now to he's back in the huddle 75% of the time trying to get into an advantage play, which I think will make it tough on Oregon's defense.
I agree with you, Coach. I think Oregon's offense, though, Dillon Gabriel, he's played in big games like this before. He's a southpaw quarterback, very sharp with his arm, but he's a dual-threat quarterback, too. That's what keeps, like, defensive coordinators like Jim Knowles up at night, because when the play breaks down, even if you get to him, this guy can escape the pocket, throw the ball down the field, or he can hurt you with his legs, Pat.
These two only have one common opponent, and it's Michigan State, and the score was pretty close, even though Ohio State has started this season in a massive way. You see Jeremiah Smith do his thing every single week. You think to yourself, wow. You think about Will. You think about the running backs. You think about the offensive line being better. You think about the defense. Last year, they were ranked number 2. This year, they're the number 1 defense in the country in Ohio State. Like, that is just how it is. So for this Oregon offense that runs effectively the same offense they ran with Bo Nix, but with Dillon Gabriel pulling the trigger, if they can continue to get hot, not have any turnovers, we're in for a joust here in Eugene. And a lot of people think Ohio State's going to just smack Oregon in the mouth. I don't think that's possible, especially in this city.
You know what's tough to figure out is they're going to play so differently today in this game, in this atmosphere, than both have played leading up to this. Ohio State hasn't been really tested. You know they're going to come in with the serious A game, and it's going to be good enough to win because Oregon, forget everything that's happened against Boise State and anybody that they played. In front of this crowd, I've seen it too many times at Autzen Stadium, it will bring the Oregon defense alive. They'll play at a very different level. Now, is it going to be good enough? Coach, I think you're all about the line of scrimmage. We talked about that when Alabama played Georgia. You get all excited about the Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams, whoever it is, but at the end of the day, these are old school coaches.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly, Ryan Day, what he wants to do, what Dan Lanning wants to do. It's about that line of scrimmage. Who's going to be more physical as a team?
I tell you what, you brought up a really good point of Dillon Gabriel. You mentioned turnovers, too. I think that's going to determine today's game. And Dillon Gabriel in the Michigan State game had 2 horrendous interceptions in the red zone. Now, you may be able to do that against Michigan State and get away with it, but you won't be able to do that against the Buckeyes.
But the thing about running the ball, Dillon Gabriel does a great job of throwing advantage throws. You know, he's got the highest completion percentage in the country, but all the throws are within 6 yards of line of scrimmage, so it's catch and run.
Right.
Well, if you can run the ball, those things become more effective, and if you can run the ball, you're more effective in the red zone. So those things are key to me.
And yards after the catch. That's what this offense is built around. Ohio State has a veteran secondary. Their strength is tackling in space. So can they get loose after the catch?
There's so much more coming up on this game for sure. And think about how great Ryan Day has been in the regular season. The team's not called Michigan, 1 regular season loss. It was to Oregon in Columbus. ABC on 3:30 Eastern time. It'll be Texas and Oklahoma in the Red River.
We go back to last year. It's a back-and-forth game. Seems like it always is. 9 of the last 10 decided by 1 possession. OU made the play late to win. Now they have a young freshman, true freshman quarterback. This guy was in high school watching the Red River rivalry. Now he's quarterbacking the Sooners in the Cotton Bowl. A lot of pressure on him in this offense. Can OU keep up with Quinn Ewers, who was back from the oblique? Saw Arch Manning in the last couple games. Now it's Quinn Ewers' offense, and he's got a lot of weapons he'll be throwing to today for Oklahoma.
Big battle in Baton Rouge tonight, man. I'm telling you, it's a tough place to play at night, but Garrett Nesmeyer throwing it to Kyron Lacey here. Jackson Dart throwing it to Trey Harris, his favorite target. Big issue to me is LSU struggles on defense. Can they slow down this Ole Miss offense? And then Ole Miss's defense is much improved. So they make plays. They've got one of the best fronts in the country. J.J. Pegues can make plays.
Big game in the Big 12, especially with what happened last night. Both teams coming off a bye here, Kansas State and Colorado. Kansas State runs the hell out of the ball. DJ Ginn goes for like 170 yards again. Avery Johnson can move and throw and cook for the Kansas State Wildcats, taking on a Colorado team who's fresh off a bye, but before that beat the UCF Golden Knights, who also like to run the ball. People didn't think Colorado was going to be tough enough to stop the run. They did. Offensively, they're able to keep up with everybody. And that man, Travis Hunter, is playing like 130 snaps a game. Offense, defense, tearing it down.
Penn State versus USC. A lot of talk about Penn State's offense, but their defense has been balling. Number one safety, Jalen Reed, leads the team in tackles, 33 and 15 solos. And Abdul Carter, that man is a menace. I tell you, 3 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. But Miller Moss, this is going to be the best passing offense the Nittany Lions have seen, with Moss completing 65% of his passes with weapons like Jacoby Lane, Zakira Branch, 11 yards per catch. This is going to be a great game, guys.
What an opportunity for Colorado to stake claim in what has become a crazy Big 12. Look who's here. Elsie's other friend, Brutus.
Do it! Fight! Brutus doesn't want any smoke with the duck. I respect that.